There we go. Nice shirt. Let me just
I
say.
bought it just for the show.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I have one just like it, you know? Yeah. I thought for a second I thought you were wearing the one that I have. That's Dreadbull's exact body structure.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's quite similar.
Yeah. That's great. That is great. So how are you today?
It's good. It's Thanksgiving. Can you believe it?
It's Thanksgiving?
Did I miss something?
Canadian Thanksgiving?
It's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I thank you for spending your Thanksgiving with us.
You're welcome. Making my husband do everything downstairs, so it's perfect.
Well, that's the way it should be
Nice.
anyway. You know,
That's right.
that's how you know when you're married.
That's right.
You get to do all the shit that your wife makes you do.
You got him in order.
Yeah. So, tell me about the Canadian Thanksgiving. How, what is the holiday about? Because the Pilgrims didn't show up and ruin your country. So, what, what's Canadian Thanksgiving like? Everyone just is extra nice to one another, or what?
I think so. And I think it's just really an excuse to take the Monday off
I'm all for
Okay.
that.
and
Yeah.
have a bunch of food and a bunch of drinks and
Wow, that sounds pretty good.
just have some fun, right? So we
Yeah.
got 14 people coming today. So
Wow.
Holy
What time
cow.
are they? What time are they coming? It's 2 o'clock your way.
well, some are arriving in at about 4:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, we'll be done by then.
Okay,
So
it's all
we're
good.
gonna take it easy on you today. We're not gonna wear you out.
What?
So, well, I mean, for the next 2 hours, we're gonna hit with your ours. We're just gonna have our way with you. But after that, your family gets the leftovers. So
That's right.
right. Well, that's
How
good.
are
That's
you
good.
guys been? Like, how have you guys been?
Great.
We're doing really well. We're getting ready to take a break, a much deserved break. We've been doing this for about 18 months now, and without break. So in about a month will be our last shows for probably 2-3 months. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm just really burned out,
Yeah.
from doing everything. Yeah, Dreadbull does nothing. He just shows up and acts dumb like he is. But I'm carrying the show, like, so.
That's a lot.
No, I just think, we've just done it for a long time. Everyone's got families and life has just come in. Everyone's working a lot. And I think, we love doing this show and it's a lot of fun, but I think we're just ready for a little break, a little time away so we can focus on other things, and
Yeah, that's
that's
good.
good. Then we'll be fresh when we come back, and
Yeah. How many seasons have you guys did? Or do you even go by seasons?
we haven't even done a season. We just been doing this. This is a
It's
show
been going nonstop.
Yeah, go nonstop for 18 months. This is show number 81.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and then I'm on, Unsane Radio, and then we're on, God, we're like on episode 180 or something like that. And that's every other week as well. So usually on Sundays is a podcast day. It's either 2 episodes of Unsane Radio or 2 episodes of Heavy Metal Horror. And then I was doing a third for a while, between the lines, where I was interviewing other writers, but that's slowed down considerably because I just don't have the time anymore. I'm working a couple wonderful jobs right now, and I just don't have time to deal with 3 podcasts.
Yeah, that's
So
a lot.
it is. It's quite a lot, but it's all good. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy in my jobs, and I love them, but something has to give.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll be take some time off, come up with some new creative ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe want to change for the show, go in with a new perspective.
Figure out how to get rid of Montag.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Good luck.
So we can move
Yeah.
on with
Something
with
real.
our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Do something enjoyable.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
exactly.
awesome.
Like stare at your
awesome.
shoes all day. I wish Montag were here.
Yeah. But no one ever.
Yeah, said no one. Right. Exactly.
That's awesome. I love it.
Well, listen, I know you got Thanksgiving, so we're going to get with our show. We're going to do our great intro, and then we're going to introduce you, and we got all kinds of fun questions for you. We got some games.
Good. Yay.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Mark Brady from Jag Panzer. You are watching and listening to Heavy Metal Horror, and I just repeated the exact bumper I was told to you. So give me an F for originality on this one. But definitely watch this. Very entertaining.
I am Montag, master of illusion. What goes up must come down, but not always.
Good news, no chop top. This is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and
Yeah,
no Vic.
enjoy.
Finally.
And yeah.
Right. And you are watching and listening to Heavy Metal. Oh yes, thank you. The with the nice rack of horns, that would be Annette Smith from Music Junkies. Annette, welcome to Heavy Metal Horror.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Well, we've
This is
had you
cool.
once
The
before.
tables
and
have turned.
That's right. Yeah, we
Right.
couldn't get enough of you. So
I know.
we're back. We're sad that Vic's not here. I know how much you love Vic, but he bowed out of Heavy Metal Horror a while ago because he just has a lot of life things going on, and just I'm grateful for the time he was with us, but so he
Time
was
to
leaving
move
soon.
on.
Time to move on. Yeah, he brought a lot of good guests our way. So
He reached maximum Montag and
I think
just
so.
couldn't take it anymore.
You hit critical mass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's kind of like what you and I
It's
have felt
easy
for
to
like
do.
the last 25 years with each
Yeah.
other.
I've been
like-
fed up with you for decades.
Yeah, it's just like-
Decades.
Yeah, it's just enough.
Yeah.
You're just
Time for a break.
yeah, yeah.
The break that never comes.
Dreadbull's mom was just so glad that he was an only child, and my mom wished that she didn't have.
She
You know,
only
she had one other. Yeah, she wished she had Dreadbull, not me. All right, Annette. Let's talk about you. When did you first get into music?
Oh, geez. I think always, my mom told me that when I was a baby that I would literally sleep by the speaker listening to the Rolling Stones. Right. So she said,
Nice.
if I was colicky or anything, she just put on music and I would go to sleep immediately. But yeah, she said majority, she would find me napping on the speaker they had on the floor by the speaker listening to music.
Who were some of your very first loves in music?
That
Who
was
were the
my
people
next question.
got
That
you?
was
Oh,
my
was it?
next question. Holy cow.
Wow, look at that. See, we haven't been
Sneaky.
friends too long.
I know. Yeah. I'm stopping at this year.
I don't want to be a
2023.
net head.
Yeah.
Look at
You're-
that thing.
Yeah,
Just look at
exactly.
it.
I know you don't want this. I don't want it.
Anywhere.
It's such a challenging question because my mom and dad were 11 years apart. Like my stepfather were 11 years apart. So like
Was your mom a cougar or your dad like getting some young?
my dad was getting some young.
Nice.
Good for him.
Good for him. There you go.
So my mom was like Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, that type of music. And then my dad was like Blueberry Hill, Chuck Berry, all of that type of music.
Oh, that's nice. So, but you got a good,
Yeah.
A majority
Rounded,
of like pretty much everything, right? So,
Yeah.
and then I never was like just follow this one artist or just listen to this one artist. It was always very like collective of a whole bunch of type of music. It was very rare that somebody put something on that I didn't like, that I didn't get to learn to like. And I loved it back then, like when I was going through, call it elementary, high school. Now you can just go download one song. Back then it was like you were forced to listen to that tape and fall in love with the whole entire tape. It wasn't one song. So I miss that part of music because I feel like that's missing a lot. Or can't you fucking put out 9 really good songs? You can just put out one.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
It's just hit single. Hit
Yeah.
single.
That's right.
right.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
That's all they
that.
got in them.
We're gonna need one
Yeah.
song written by 14 people like Beyonce.
Yes,
Yeah, because
exactly.
she has no talent of her own. She's a good parrot, but she'd have someone to teach her how to dance, someone to write her songs, someone to write her lyrics. What good are you? What fucking good are you, Beyonce? Not
So
my
yeah.
world.
Anyway,
Yes.
rant aside, I think we all start with our parents. Whatever our parents listen to, that's what gets us going.
Mhm.
And then, so yeah, at some point, the metal gets its hooks in us. At some point in our lives. When was that for you? When did metal get-
Probably I would
Seriously,
say-
Dreadbull, are you looking at my fucking questions?
I'm not. I
Seriously,
have no
that's
notes.
my next question. What attracted you to metal genre? Jesus,
I'm-
get out of my
I would
head.
say
I'm just stepping on your
probably-
toes today.
grade 7, grade 8. I'd say probably grade 7, grade 8.
What got you? Who
Yeah.
were the groups?
Like
Or-
Pantera, Metallica,
Okay.
that type of metal, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Ozzy, Black Sabbath, you know, that type of stuff. Then on the flip side, it was like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then it was like kind of that side too. So it was all of those late 80s metal bands, you know, like Motley Crue, Tesla, Faster Pussycat, you know, LA Guns, all of those types of bands I just absolutely love. Skid Row, Slaughter. I just loved everything. Like my bedroom, like one side of the wall was all like rock posters, and then the other side was all like Teen Beat, Kurt Cameron, all of the like, so it was like so bizarre.
Nice.
So you didn't fall into the, you know, when I was in high school or late junior high, well, high school mostly, there were the two camps. You know, you were either listen to real metal, you know, Maiden and Judas Priest, and
Yeah.
like those guys, or it was the hair metal, it was the Motley Crue. You didn't really mix; those two groups didn't really mix. But
No, I
you,
loved Judas
you liked it
Priest,
all.
like everything. I just loved it all.
That was
Wow.
Dreadbull's first
Nice.
gang
It was
fight.
like one. What's that?
That was
First gang
Dreadbull's
fight.
first gang fight in school, beating up the people who liked, you know, Motley Crue and Poison.
Well, guess who won?
No.
I mean, it was the guys with all the studded bracers and shit and spikes
Yeah, it's
coming
a
off
lot-
their shoulders.
It's a lot easier
Easy
to
win. Easy win.
Easy win. You just like kind of do that with all your
Pull
bracelets.
all that hair to pull on, you know.
Yeah.
Hold
And I
on
had
to
all
it.
those bracelets and all the rings and all
Uh-huh.
of that kind of stuff. I was
Nice.
like a rocker chick for sure, like growing up, like going through kind of grade 7, grade 8, grade 9 with the bracelets and, you know, jeans and like leather jackets.
Do all
and-
the black leather and everything.
yeah, all of
Nice.
that kind of
Nice.
stuff.
You still
But
have
then
it?
I still liked like Madonna and, you know, Michael Jackson and, you know, all that kind of 80s pop too. So it was like my taste in music did not influence my style of clothes. I just liked, those are just what I liked to wear. I liked wearing the tight jeans, and I liked wearing holes in my jeans and, you know, high tops and stuff like that. I just liked that look.
At what age did you buy your first Metallica jean jacket?
My first jean jacket was probably like in grade 8.
Was there a band on the back?
Patches on it. I didn't put any patches on it.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, missed opportunity. Wow, you kind of,
Wow.
yeah, okay.
Well, I'll send you some patches. You know,
Send me
what we'll
some
have to do.
patches. No, I didn't
Yeah.
put any patches on.
We can send you some stickers. That'll be close enough. We don't have any patches yet. So
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll get there. So who are some of your musical heroes?
Oh, geez. Musical heroes.
Yeah, do you have any? And if so, you know, have you met any of them?
I don't know if I have any musical heroes. I think they each have their own style and the things that I like about them, but I would never want to meet my hero. I don't think I have any heroes.
How about musical crushes?
Yeah.
see,
I mean, I know
love-
you're crushed on us, which we totally dig and we reciprocate. But yeah, music crushes.
I loved Vince Neil. It was
Oh.
he ate himself.
How about now?
Yeah, I was gonna say he you know, hey, I'm not gonna fault the man for how he looks. I'm not gonna, but you know, yeah, he certainly has not been kind to himself.
Yeah, and I just seen him actually on September 5th there.
Like in concert?
Yeah, like it was Joan Jett, Poison.
Oh, right. Yeah, they were touring the
Leopard,
States too.
yeah.
Yeah. Was it, how
Yeah.
was the show? Was he in
It
better
was
shape?
so good.
Yeah,
Like
How did he sound?
surprising.
Did he sound
it was-
okay, or was he just kind of
Yeah,
like,
he
"Ah,
actually
rah, rah, rah"?
sounded, you know, because I have lots of friends in Vancouver and they were touring in Vancouver first. So all my girlfriends knew how much I loved Vince Neil, and they're like, I'm not going to tell her, I'm just going to let her go to the concert and enjoy it. And it was actually, he was surprisingly good, because I was starting to watch some feed and I'm like, oh man, this is a little rough. I don't know, but he actually performed really well. I was quite impressed.
Oh, that's good. He must have seen those videos too and like, oh fuck, I gotta get my shit together. You
I gotta
know?
get the whole band is together. I gotta clean this
Yeah.
shit up. Yeah.
I mean, they got the Motley Crue's touring again. I mean, they propped Mick Mars up, you know, because he's just fused together. He's like one bone. So they gotta have him like held into place so he could at least play
Mick
guitar, poor
Mars.
guy.
Yeah, I agree. He didn't move
Yeah.
very much, but Tommy was phenomenal. I love watching him play drums. He just feels like he is one with the kit. And I'm
Mhm.
watching that type of drumming. I hate watching that kind of this. I love that whole like big arms and like you're literally can feel him drum. And I like that. He's the reason why I bought my first drum kit.
Really? You're a drummer?
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of
Oh.
kit do you have?
I have his kit that I bought like 20 something years ago.
Does he play what, a Tama?
Well, back then he played a pearl black
Pearl.
kit,
Okay.
and that's what I bought.
Oh,
It's still
okay.
in my basement today.
Can you play us something? Are you
I
a good drummer?
can't.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I can't, like, it's downstairs in the
Oh, it's
basement.
downstairs. Okay. Next time. Next time.
Oh,
All right. So who's your favorite? Is he your favorite drummer as well?
he
Or do
would
you have
probably
any?
be my favorite drummer, yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite metal
Not
guitarist?
necessarily about the music. I just think it's his performance. When
Okay.
I seen Vince Neil a couple years ago on tour, he had like a really young Tommy Lee. I swear to God, like it was Tommy Lee, like at 16 years old. Same,
Wow.
super tall, just like totally felt like he was immersed in the drum kit, and he was amazing to watch because Vince was so bad. He was amazing to watch.
He has to make up for Vince. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
did.
Motley Crue. I mean, they're a band that, I like a couple of their albums. They have some good music. I wouldn't know if I want to enjoy a whole 2-hour show of them, but they remind me, well, they gave me the feel like they've just got Hep C. They're like walking Hep C, especially Nikki Sixx. I'm like, Jesus, man. I know it's just a look, but I just want to put my hazmat suit on,
You wish you had that problem.
yeah. Yeah, people put the hazmat suits on when I walk around, so I get it.
For a different reason.
For different reasons, yeah.
Totally different reasons.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. Hold it against them. I mean,
So what about Tommy Lee's performance with Pamela? What do you think of that performance with the honeymoon video with him and Pamela Anderson? Have you seen that performance?
I've seen a little bit of it, and that was like years and years and years ago. I think he's got a massive slong for sure. Hey,
And he can toot horns with it.
he can toot horns. I did see that where he's driving and smacking his.
Driving the boat, right?
That was
Wow.
impressive. I wonder how many guys tried that after they watched.
I wonder how many accidents occurred. Guys trying that while they're driving.
I think
their
you
car.
kind of got to know whether you can do that or not.
Before you
going
try.
into it, like, nah,
Well,
that's not
you
going to
know.
work for this one, unless the horn is like really, really close.
Just stretch it a little bit further.
I'm just
Come
about
on,
there.
I'm almost
so
there.
close.
Tell me a dirty story. I can make it. Almost make it. So, since Tommy Lee's your favorite drummer, who's your favorite guitarist?
Oh, geez. So many. I don't know. I just never pinpoint musicians like that, like by favorites, because I
Okay.
I
Because you
think
like so much and got
have-
such a variety of musical tastes and interests.
yeah, so it's like it's so hard to say who is like the best of the best. Like I loved Randy Rhoads growing up, like absolutely loved Randy Rhoads, and like obviously his talent was cut short. Zach Wilde, right? I think he's like a phenomenal guitar player, but I think they all have their own style where
Yeah,
you're just
completely different
blown
musicians.
away by the way they play, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's so many.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about Music Junkies, your podcast.
Okay.
What
That's
made
what
you?
I was going to ask
Oh,
next.
just shut up, Dreadbull.
It's true.
I feel like you guys are
True.
fighting over me.
Someone's like hacking me,
Yeah.
hacked my computer.
Something's going on.
I
I don't like it.
Exactly. I don't like it either. What made you want to do a podcast?
Yeah, so I remember, well, obviously COVID hit, and I own a finance company. And
So it means you're giving us how much money can we get from you? That's like next question. Can you finance our podcast? $1 million.
$1 million.
We can't even afford nice microphones like you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fancy one. Hey,
Yeah, that's
super
cool, man. Look at
fancy,
that.
Super fancy.
Dang.
And I just feel like part of my job was like really traveling a lot. Like I traveled a lot doing that. And then obviously when COVID hit, that part of my life was now gone. So it really freed up a lot of time. So I'm like, what am I going to do in this time? Right? What's important to me? What do I want to kind of go and achieve next or create some creativity? And I've always loved music. And I thought that I wanted to do a podcast where I would have people on the show and maybe they would share some kind of crazy story, life event that they've been through that they overcame. And I thought that was a good idea. I put an ad out on Kijiji and I got like a flood of responses. But as I was going through the stories, I just felt like this is too similar to what I do in my field, right? When you're in finance, you are dealing with a lot of people that are struggling financially, and it's sometimes it's really heartbreaking. So I didn't know if I wanted my creative side to match that same thing that I was already dealing with. And then I thought me and my daughter could do a podcast. I thought that would be fun. She just wasn't really kind of jumping on board. And then one of my best friends in the world, who've known each other for about 36 years, we've had a very crazy upbringing and life together. So I thought it would be really fun just to go on there and shoot the shit and talk about all these crazy stories that we did growing up. And her life is just different. Our kids are moved on and married and out of the house. And her kids at the time were, 9 and kind of 14. So she was busy doing that. And then I don't know, it just kind of went away for a little bit. Me and my husband were sitting at the table having some wine and we're just kind of shuffling the phone back and forth. And I was picking a song and I was like, hey, remember when this happened? And he did the same. And I'm like, he's like, this is what you should do your podcast on, is just like playlists, people's songs. I'm like, yeah, that's a really good idea. And he's like, let's go record one right now. And I'm like, what? So we just office recorded his podcast. I had no idea with questions. I was like, literally, if you see the first episode, it's like I'm looking at the computer trying to find questions. He's sitting there, we're just in our office kind of doing it. And then I reached out to my daughter and did hers. And then I sat down with like some really good friends, Chad and Jen, and they came over for dinner. And I was going to kind of like, hey, I would like to do this podcast with you. And they were very encouraging. Like after the podcast, they were like, this is amazing, Annette. Like, this is awesome. You need to do this. So they really encouraged me. They gave me kind of that confidence that I was like, I'm not quite sure if I should do this. And I ended up reaching out to about 50 of my friends and all of them said yes. And I was just like, hey, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. And I didn't know I was going to even put it out. I literally say that, hey, I don't know if this will ever go out there to the world, but I want to just kind of see where this goes. And I'd have them over for dinner and make their favorite drinks and I'd make food and then we'd go do the podcast. So it was like a big ordeal, like kind of getting them in the house and kind of making it like really special for them. I wanted them to feel special. And then all these artists started reaching out and other podcast places started reaching out. And then I couldn't really do what I really wanted to do, which was kind of feed them and like provide like their drinks and have some drinks during the podcast. But I like where it's going and it's super fun. And I still love it so much that, and I get to meet like so many crazy people like you guys, right? I get to meet so many fun people and it's just interesting. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So has it gone in directions you could have never foreseen when you first started?
Yeah, like I would never think that just random people would reach out and say, hey, listen, I listened to your podcast. I love it. I'm an up and coming artist, or I am an artist, or we're a band. And I would love to just be on your podcast and share our story. And I was like, geez, like I have a podcast coming up and they're kind of a metal band, but they deal with like all mental illness. Like their songs are all around mental illness. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm like, hey, why not? Mm-hmm. And I promised myself doing this that I wouldn't say no to anybody because I don't know somebody's story, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm just in it to have fun and not in it to get likes and, obviously later on down the road, that'd be really cool. But right now I'm just in it for people to share their story. And I think that's what's really cool. And so I just attract that. I attract all types of people.
Well, it's because you're fun and engaging and flirty, that's just your personality. So it's hard not to. Like when we started met like on Instagram, we watched episodes of our podcast and that's how we connected. Like, hey, would you like to be on our show? I'm like, that's what I told the guys. I'm like, hey, we're getting our first interview on another podcast. So that was kind of cool for us to be able to do that. And that's why we're happy to be able to like bring you on our show too. So, and
we're trying to overcome all of our lack of those qualities that you have. So
yeah,
we have a real hill to climb.
Well, you already got rid of 2 members. So
yeah. The 2, we got rid of the 2 dicks, that's for sure. So now we got 1 more left to get rid of, but so I'm not going to say which one it is.
Yeah, then Dreadbull
Then Dreadbull will be happy.
That's right. And I just feel
Um,
like the podcast community is very supportive. It's very different than finance, right? It's not like you go talk
Are
to
you
another
as equally
and they're
flirty
like,
in finance? Is that
"Yay."
how you got ahead in finance? Are you equally
How I
as
got
flirty?
ahead in finance.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's like all for one, hey, you work for a different company
Sure.
or whatever it is, let's go help you. Here I find in the podcast world, it is. It's like, hey, yeah, I'll go on your show or you can come on my show or
Mhm.
I'm going to tag. Nobody gets offended,
Yeah, there's
right?
no competition, at least not that I've seen.
Not that I've seen
And
either.
I don't think any of us are like that anyway, our personality wise. Like I don't feel like we're competing with anyone because there's enough room for everyone to kind of have their own message and do their own thing.
And
And that's what I
everybody's
like about it.
different.
Yeah, exactly. So
Mhm.
there's no reason to compete because we're doing our thing, you're doing your thing,
That's
and we can
right.
all have fun. You know, like that. Like I don't feel like the need to have to compare myself to anyone else. Like we're doing things we never thought we would have ever done. I mean, my God, once we first started interviewing like our first rock star, it's just been this kind of cavalcade of like interviews and things like, holy fuck, we never would have imagined that could happen. We're just happy to be where we're at,
Yeah, I love
Yeah, and
it.
then you get really good feedback from some of our guests, who contact us
Yeah.
back and say they had a great time. That's just like, wow.
I love that feeling. That's
mind
my
blowing.
favorite feeling is at the end. And they're like, you know what? I've never did a show like this. And this was awesome. And that's all I want. That's the outcome that I want. I want them to have a different experience on my show than they ever had on any other show.
Sure.
I feel like in kind of the TV media world, it is all like basic questions. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't fuck about that. And it's like such generic questions for such generic answers. No, I want to know deeper stuff. When I look at people and even when I have conversations, I have no real superficial relationships in my life. They're all deep conversations. I'm not going to be friend with you without knowing some background about you. And if I'm going to share my life with you, I want to know some stuff about you, not how's the weather and that kind of bullshit that it's
Yeah.
show. And your guys' show is very similar in the sense is that you guys really dive deep into like finding out about whoever you're interviewing, and that's why I reached out because I'd love the concept of your show. You look at a lot of podcasts that are still somewhat very superficial where you just know you're sitting there going, oh, you're going to ask me this.
We try to find questions that people aren't asking. I mean, we want to know certain things, but I'm thinking, look, we've got an hour with this person. What the fuck do we want to know? Like what, and we want to make it fun, the format for them. We want to give them things like the games we're going to bring you through. Some of the experiences because they will never have those on other podcasts. And that's what we want to make an experience. And I think that's why they come back to us and are like so happy, like, wow, this was great. I had a good time. And they continue like talking to us. Like I'll get texts from certain people that we've interviewed just out of the blue, like, hey, how's it going? And we start chatting. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, Dreadbull, Mark Brady. Just
Yeah,
we talk for an
right.
hour or whatever, or Justin Biggs from Sorcerer. Like, yeah, we're talking about the new, with his life. It's just stuff like that. It's like, that just blows my mind,
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as our relationship, I mean, we've been, well, I would say quote unquote friends for over 40 years, and I still don't know his name. We try to keep things superficial. I mean, it's
Right.
like I've been around you enough to know about you. That's about enough for me. So, okay.
Jeez. Sounds like you might need a little more than a break.
Yeah, this is really getting dark. It's really
Yeah.
fun. I think some things are coming out here.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel sorry for you. This is crazy.
Don't feel sorry for him. He's the first one that would just punch me in the nuts if he had a chance. No, we love each
For
other.
$1.
But yeah, at that, you'd be happy to give back 97 cents change. No, I mean, Dread and I have been friends for over 40 years, and I could not ask for a better friend. I mean, we just, we've been with each other through the most horrible of things, and we celebrate the joys with each other. So,
Yeah,
no,
I love that.
we bust each other's balls because that's just part of the fun. But there's a lot of love in there. So, all right. When you go to concerts, Annette, we're going to talk a little bit about the concert experience. Do you prefer going to see bands in like the smaller, intimate venues or larger arenas?
I think I like seeing them in a smaller venue because I feel like I love the crowd scene, but I hate going to the bathroom in the crowd scene.
So you just like go right there while you're standing there. Who's gonna know? You just pour beer like,
No
oops,
one's gonna know.
some beer.
No one's gonna know.
beer's on my shirt. You know?
But I feel like they're more connected. You can be
Mhm.
more connected. You know, I really try to always be on the floor, right? Like from row 1 to 13.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the psycho one that spends $800, $900, $1,500 on a ticket. And then I assume that my girlfriends are super excited about spending the same amount of price, which they're not at all, right? Where I'm like,
Shocking.
I buy the tickets, and then I'm like, hey, so I got us like, and then when they go there, like we just experienced this with Motley Crue, and I'm like, well, I've never seen Joan Jett, so I was kind of excited to see her. I thought that'd be really, really cool. I've seen Poison a couple times, and I've seen Def Leppard a couple of times. And so I'm like, I want to get like close and center stage kind of thing. And it was my daughter and, you know, my best friend, who we've been best friends for like 37 years. And then my other best friend, who it's been like 23 years. Right. So I could already tell that they're like not super excited about paying the amount of tickets. But what I loved is when we got there and we're like obviously going down to the floor, and it's like, nope, we're not sitting here. Nope, we're not sitting here. Nope, we're not sitting here. And we keep going closer and closer and closer. And then they usher us in, and they all just looked at me and they're like, these are fucking awesome.
Nice.
Right. So like all that kind of goes away, because it's like, I feel like smaller, because when you're closer up stage, it's a little bit more intimate. Obviously, I love facial expressions. I like to be able to see their face and their playing, like all of that kind of
You
stuff.
like touch them sometimes. You're close
Yeah.
enough to like reach
Their
out.
leather penis area.
That's a new band name. I call
Taut leather crotches.
leather penis area. That's new band name.
New
right,
band
Dreadbull.
name. That would actually be a really good band name.
LPA.
Yay.
I'm calling Vic. Let them know.
That's right. So yeah, more intimate, because I feel like you can just, yeah, you can interact more. Like if you're in the nosebleeds, like what the fuck? Yeah, it's cool, but not really. You can hear the music, but I feel like the farther you're away, the more attention you are drawn to watch the screen opposed to watching the
You're
stage.
totally right. Yeah.
And I
That's
don't like that experience. I don't
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I want to see your face, not.
And you're
But
down
watch you
close.
on TV.
Occasionally, you feel like they're looking at you, you know, and you're
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, they
Hearing and
do. They
singing
make the
back
eye
and-
contact. They nod. They do something.
Yeah.
They smile. They
Yeah.
acknowledge you. They're like,
that
oh,
really makes that makes it
Yeah,
that makes the whole
absolutely.
experience.
And the only way you can do that is like if the closer you are to stage, or in a more intimate area. You know, I bought tickets for my daughter for Lady Gaga. We went together and we were like third row, and I did like VIP. I wanted her to experience all of this stuff, and it was cool. They like did her makeup. They did like, they had this whole VIP for girls, and it was like makeup, their nails done, and like catered food and all of this stuff, a book, and she signed it. And like just watching her go through that experience was like amazing, right? And then being so close to the stage, and literally, you know, she could touch Lady Gaga, and just like that whole experience is really cool to watch her see that. And I feel like now it sucks because you got to pay so much to go and experience that.
yeah.
Right? Remember
Yeah.
when you go on the floor and it was like $100 or 50 or $100, and they didn't have fucking chairs on the floor, and
Right.
up to the stage, and you're like, fuck, this is awesome. And everybody was like supportive, and I'm short, and my girlfriend Autumn is like 4'10", so we're both like super short. And it was like these masculine men around us, just kind of making sure that we're not going to get fucking destroyed, but still trying to help us get to the front. And I remember those days. Now it's like you can't do anything with the fucking chair behind you.
Right. You're given a chair. Here's where you're sitting. There's where your ticket says. Yeah.
And who sits? Like, I'm like,
Right.
At a rock
You
concert.
sit
Who the
and
fuck is
waiting
sitting?
while waiting for the show to start. And then you're on your feet for the next couple hours. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when Dred and I, we went to go see Dream Theater up in Detroit, and we had to like go sit down during intermission. Like, oh, we've been on our feet for 3 hours. Let's go sit down. You know, and then the band like comes back and plays another hour and a half. Like, holy fuck, we're exhausted just watching them. How are they doing
Yeah.
this? You know?
They put on some marathon shows. those
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Maiden show we went to was like that. Remember the Seventh Son show? We had
Seventh row on the floor.
That was maybe the best show I've ever been to. That was amazing. My God. I think that was one of the very first like real metal shows I think I ever went to.
Yeah.
And
I
you know, they had
remember,
all the pyrotechnics and everything going
Yeah.
on in that show.
and that's the show I knocked him down to get Dave Murray's wristband when he threw it.
Yeah,
at
you
him.
bastard. We were close enough to get something thrown to us. And
Yeah, I'm like, I
he
saw it,
knocked
I'm
me
like,
down.
oh no. Well, you know what? My next question was going to be Dreadbull. What was your favorite concert? And what made it your
Oh.
favorite?
Iron
Yeah.
Maiden was actually my first concert that I ever been to.
Which one did you go to? Which
Oh
tour?
God, I was really, really young, like 12 or 13. My dad took me.
What year? Do you
Dad took
remember?
me, and Eddie like collapsed on the kit, like just
Oh, nice.
so they had to like, and it created like mayhem.
Oh, is it the inflatable Eddie that comes out
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
drum kit? Oh,
So he just like
I thought
collapsed,
you meant the guy on the
Oh,
stilts.
that's
created like
hilarious.
mayhem in there, and obviously there was no chairs on the floor then, so it was like just mayhem for probably 2 hours until they kind of calmed everybody down, and then they
Oh,
came
wow.
out.
Wow, that's
So it
awesome.
that was my very first concert that I ever went to.
Nice. Well,
That's pretty
that had
cool.
to be about the same era. Must have been either Somewhere in Time or Seventh Son. It
Yeah.
must have been that era.
Mhm.
So nice. So of all the people that you have a whole bunch of people, bands you've liked the scene. Who is on your bucket list, like your number one bucket list celebrity to meet?
To meet?
Yeah. Just meet. I want to keep it clean. Yeah, like your husband's listening. MEET.
Like any like a
Yeah,
like
it doesn't have to be
music?
music. Yeah, any celebrity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Bucket
my
list.
God.
Do you have one?
I feel like I don't have one because I feel like I would just be like, I'd love to meet Adam Sandler. I
Okay.
think Riot. I'd
But I
love
know you
to,
don't want to meet your heroes because you're afraid of disappointment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody comical, I would go with more than, when you're doing my podcast, it's amazing. Like these types of artists, they're very unique and different. And, as you are interviewing them, they're very deep, right? And sometimes you don't go so deep, right? Like they're Gandhi or fucking Buddha. You're like, what's happening right now? Like, so my fear is I'd go meet them and they'd have like this super deep fucking Gandhi conversation. I'd be like, what the fuck? I just want to know how many chicks you slept with.
That's on my list of questions to ask you. So that's great. Well, okay. I do want to ask a couple hypothetical questions here. I'm asking you some of the same kind of questions that we ask our rock star celebrities.
Okay.
But I'm just it's applicable to you as well. So, okay, if you could be a superhero, any superhero for 24 hours, who would you be? And what would you do with your day of power?
Superhero. Again, not my strong suit, but I think I would be Superman because I think it would be really cool to fly.
And again, you'd have nice pecs.
I have nice, and even though he has a chin that I'm not a big fan of, and lots of women are, can he hear things? Can he hear?
Sure. Super
He does it
hearing,
all.
supervision. Yeah.
I think
It's
I'd like
like
to do that.
a
I'd like
one-stop
to
shop
really hear
for-
what people think.
All right.
Eavesdrop on people.
Okay.
Interesting use of your powers.
Yeah.
Fly around and eavesdrop on people.
Hey, what the
Interesting.
fuck, Mrs. Johnson?
I heard what you said about me,
That's
bitch.
right. I got 24 hours of powers. I'm lasering the shit out of you.
Yeah, I could steal money from the bank. I could do all of this kind of fun stuff, but who knows?
Okay.
To listen in.
Nice. Now I want you to pretend that you're a rock star. Okay. You're a
Okay.
famous rock star.
Okay.
We've all done it.
Yes. I want to know what's in your rider, your contract rider. Like, what are some of your quirky requests in your rider? Specific foods, drinks, clothing, or flowers like Mariah Carey. I want to know what's in your rider. The most goofy things that you would put in there. Catered to me. I'm a fucking rock star.
Well, I would definitely want them to do my hair and makeup. I think that would be really, really important. And I love flowers, so I like that concept of having flowers.
Do you like big hair? Would you go with
No.
big, crazy? No.
No.
Okay.
I was in the 80s.
Surprising. Oh, okay. Doesn't stop Vic.
I want every single one of those people to be like a really hot guy, and they'd have to everything would have to be shirtless.
Okay.
Shirtless guy to just kind of
Yeah,
take care of your
Take
needs.
care.
whatever I wanted.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna guess that the massage oil bill is gonna be extremely high on that tour.
Gallons of massage
Gallons.
oil.
And they'd have
Just-
like gold shorty shorts on for I could see what they were.
Hairless. Would they
Dread
be
and I
hairless?
just bought those last week.
The gold shorts.
Gold shorty shorts. Yes.
Gold shorty shorts,
Yeah.
hairless. Yes,
Yeah.
hairless. We don't want
Nice.
like a massive bush hanging out of it. That would be a lot.
This is not the 70s.
No,
Like,
no.
I didn't
massive
hire this
bushes.
guy.
Yeah,
That
they-
would be-
We've evolved that out of
70s
those.
called. They want their bush back. Okay. Now, as you are a rock star, I want to know what your score would be. By score, meaning how many groupies would you have racked up by now?
Oh, probably a lot, like 100. My husband says,
100? I
Here-
was thinking like you would be in the thousands, like Gene
oh,
Simmons or
I was
something.
just like thinking like if today was the day that I turned into a
Oh,
rock.
just today would be 100.
Oh, today. Wow. Well, it is Thanksgiving after all.
She's off to a good start.
I'm doing more than stuffing the turkey, God damn it.
Right. That's what my husband says. He goes, I'd be fearful if you were a guy. You'd be in jail.
We going for underage? Is that we're not talking about that? are
No,
we?
I just think because I'm like, geez, if I was a guy and had a penis, I'd be banging tons of women. What, like, why not? He's like, I'm fearful.
Why not? That's the age-old question. Why not, Dread? Why? Huh, well,
I
that's a
don't know.
long,
There's
sad
many
conversation.
things get in
on
the
that
way
one.
of that.
Yeah, like Dungeons and Dragons.
It's not as easy as you might think.
Exactly. Well, but we just probably didn't know Annette. We probably could have scored easily had we known her back in the day.
Damn it.
We've been too afraid to ask you, to make out or anything. That would have been us. We're just like, no, we're gonna go. Thanks.
We already know what the answer would have been. so-
Exactly. We're like, we don't even need to ask. We just assume the no. Okay. We are heavy metal horror, so I want to talk to you a little bit about horror.
Okay.
Are you a horror fan?
I was for like ever, like my whole childhood. I used to like sneak into my parents' room and they were obviously horror lovers as well, and steal all like spit on your grave and like,
Well, that's
Ooh,
hardcore.
hardcore.
Yeah, it is. Woo.
like crazy horrors,
Exploitation kind of horror
like
stuff.
really crazy horrors back then. Now I watch them like the like Saw and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Not that I don't like them, but I just feel like it's like, holy fuck, that's a lot. Right? Like I like Friday the 13th, beating somebody against a tree in a fucking sleeping bag.
Sure.
I
Who
can get
doesn't?
behind that. That makes sense to me. But falling in a basket of fucking needles, I'm not jacked about that.
That was the scene that just, that was the last straw for me. Like, that scene was,
Yeah.
like,
I
That was
mean,
from
I
Saw.
can't
Which
take
Saw
it
was that
anymore.
from?
I don't like
um,
third or fourth.
See, I stopped
haven't
watching at
watched any
3.
after
3, I'm
that
like, no,
one.
I'm done. It was just became torture porn, and that's not enjoyable.
Yeah,
all
and,
the
and I
needles.
just feel like it was just it's going for that shock value opposed to like actually enjoying it. And we do this every year during Christmas time, and a lot of times on Sundays we do Sunday dinner, and I'll pull like a B horror movie, like something that's not going to be too crazy, and we'll just kind of look for something really fucking stupid. And we all pick our players, so we pick who we want in the show, and then that's how we watch it. And then the person that lives at the end is the winner. That's what we do.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
That's
We-
fun.
Our kids. And it's crazy because me and my husband's brother are always sleeping together in every single fucking horror movie.
Well,
Oh, well.
hmm.
We're always like,
Shades of
"No, don't
Hamlet.
do
Hello,
that."
hello.
So we laugh all the time. And then Christmas comes, and there's lots of like really cheesy Christmas horrors. So on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, we'll play like a drinking game, and we'll all pick our players as
Like
well.
Santa's Sleigh is a great one.
Yes.
Yeah, with Goldberg the wrestler. Yeah, that's a great one. You gotta have Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I think,
Have you ever
yes.
seen that? That's the 80s
Really
slasher.
be, like it's like,
Oh, that's an 80s slash, completely slasher. But if you're looking for something, a change of pace, you want something a little not quite B, I would go with Rare Exports. It's a Finnish movie about their Santa Claus, Joulupuki. And yeah, it's quite good. So yeah, Rare
check
Exports.
it
Yeah,
out.
there
So
you go.
yes, I do like horror movies. I just don't like that shock value.
Yeah.
I want to be able to watch the whole show. I don't want to be like, oh fuck, like really, you're just
Yeah.
ripping out his
You're just grossing me out, not giving me a story. It's cheap. It's cheap
Yeah.
and salacious.
Yeah, the first Saw at least had some clever plot
Yeah,
going on.
it
Yeah,
was
it was
clever.
psychological
Made it
thriller. That was,
worthwhile.
yeah, it was
Mhm.
Yeah,
psychological.
you're like, holy fuck, this is intense. This is
Yeah,
very-
intense is great, but just to gross out for gross out's
Yeah.
sake, that's lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
So
like
what's
Rob
this?
Zombie's fucking movies, like
Ooh.
they're aggressive as well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, a thousand corpses or whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think that was really the last.
I
of-
I
like,
liked House of a
I think
Thousand
I'm gonna
Corpses,
watch
but
another
nothing
Rob
else.
Zombie show.
No, and
It's
don't see
just
the Munsters.
wow.
Whatever you do, don't waste your fucking
It's the
time.
same thing, or is it?
No, the Munsters is just horrible. It's just we
Oh,
just
that's a
just
shame. I
watched it
loved the
last week.
Munsters
I
when I
love
was a
this. I
kid.
love the Munsters as a kid, and you
Mhm.
think as Rob Zombie as a fan would too, but 5 minutes in, the writing is just so awful and just flat and bad and uninspired and
Oh.
unfunny, and they just kind of carry it for 90 minutes of unfunny, uninspired, flat, bad writing.
Oh.
It's just bad. So I don't waste your time. Sorry, Rob Zombie. Your
Sorry,
movies.
Rob.
Sorry, Monsters fucking sucks. I like your music, but
Well,
stop making the
scratch
movies.
him off the guest list.
Yeah,
Isn't his wife and everything like? Isn't
right.
Moon-
And yeah,
Right.
she gets naked in every movie except for this
Yeah.
one. So
Oh.
maybe if
Huh.
that still wouldn't have helped out. I'm sorry. Okay. So for Halloween, when you were growing up, what was your favorite costume to wear?
My mom was really creative, like very, very creative. She like would make anything and everything that I wanted. Like she made my prom dress, all like she's very creative. We ended up opening up a baby store together, like later on down my life. But she would do all my Halloween costumes. I was Raggedy Ann and she fucking nailed it. Right? Like completely nailed it. Anytime I wanted to be a witch, she nailed it. I'd say Raggedy Ann was probably one of my favorites because it was so outrageous and the amount of effort and how she did the costumes were incredible. Even when she gave out candy, we lived on, a main highway, so our house had like these massive big cedar trees in front of it. Nobody ever would come to our house because they were like scared of our house. And we had dogs and it was this big fence and you could never really see the fence. You could never see the house. You just see these big fucking cedar trees and this fence and all you heard was dogs. Right. So we didn't get a lot of trick-or-treaters, but she would make like these candy bags up. She'd go and buy a bunch of candy. She'd write her name and address and phone number on all the candy for like the parents would be like, fuck, are you trying to kill my kids? Why are you giving candy? She's very creative in all of these things that she used to make for Halloween, but I don't think she ever really got to get that feeling that she loved, like giving out all this candy, but she really passed that, not the creative side, but the Halloween side onto me where I'm like psycho and I buy like pounds of candy. Like I already have, like, I'll probably buy more, but it's just, I love that concept of opening up the door and having them say trick or treat and they're in these like creative little costumes and we like to dress up as well and have fun. But yeah, I'd say Raggedy Ann.
Nice.
What's your favorite as an adult? Your favorite costume? If you still
I
dress
did.
I think she's wearing it.
up.
See,
It's
I
Raggedy
love
Ann.
my birthday.
Raggedy Ann. Nice.
I always do a theme birthday party, like every year. I always do it because I love to dress up. I love to force my guests to dress up. This year we did a brony party, which was like so
Nice.
crazy. I made everybody dress up as bronies, and that was super fun. But my favorite so far, we did like, I don't want to say superheroes because it wasn't really superheroes, but it was like strawberry shortcake and all of this kind of stuff. And I had this really cool strawberry shortcake outfit. And it was pretty slick.
Nice. Excellent. Do you also smell like strawberry shortcake did? Do you
Yeah, I
spray like a
got
bunch
like
of
the little roll on and
yeah, make sure you
Yeah.
smell too.
I remember those scratch and sniff stickers way back when.
Just had that down below.
I'm just yeah.
I'm checking off responses to that one at a time. Like, oh, better not,
Yeah.
better not.
Speaking
Okay,
of scratch and sniff, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh,
I mean, Halloween's coming up in just a few short weeks.
that's a good question. again, it's kind of like my music. I like variety,
You like
right?
it all.
A Mr. Big and an O. Henry and a Snickers and then some licorice and then like some Sour Patch candies. That's the problem with Halloween candy. It's not like I'm throwing any away. It's like, fuck, get some variety.
I am hoarding it all. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened to
Sorry,
your candy.
kids.
Mommy
Yeah.
has needs. Nice.
And now that the kids are older, we'll go and like last year I just bought like the boxes where it has like 75 candies in there. And I just drove around to the kids' house and dropped off candy. Here's your candy. And then I found out they gave it out for fucking trick-or-treaters. So
Oh.
Wow.
this year.
Trick or treating is not what it used to be. I don't know.
No, I
No?
will I don't care how old you are. If you come to my door and you're dressed up and you say trick or treat, I'll give you some candy.
We're going to get your address after this because we are going to drive out to get some candy.
But if you show up at my house and you are not dressed up and you just got a sheet over your head and I know you're 14, you're getting
Get a potato.
Yeah, I think that's
Get
a
the
good line.
rock
to
on
draw.
Charlie Brown.
yeah, like be creative.
Yeah, you got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't be so lazy about it. At least
Yeah,
try.
yeah.
You got a Vic wig and glasses, so you
Yeah,
might
I'm
as well- you
halfway
can-
there.
Exactly. Right.
All I need to do is find those tight leather pants. And
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, we can
Boom.
wear the short, tiny gold shorties, and I'll shave. So
oof.
I don't want it'll grow in. It's all rough, like sandpaper.
Raw.
Yeah. Okay. Well, these are just one-off questions. These could be about anything. So prepare
Okay.
yourself. Can you remember the very first album you ever bought?
I can remember the first tape I bought
Okay.
was Cinderella Shake Me.
Nice.
Yeah. Cinderella's a good band. I liked Long Cold Winter. I liked that album a lot.
Yeah, so that was the album before, I would
Mhm.
say. And I liked Columbia House Records.
Yes, I
I
think
think we
Dreadbull
all
and I were
did,
both we
right?
were both members of the Columbia House. Like, hey, 13
Yeah.
tapes for $1 or whatever. You can't go
Penny or
wrong.
something, yeah. So I fucking abused them lots
Yeah.
with many different addresses.
Hey, Annette, why are these tapes coming to our house in your name? Oh, shut up. It's okay.
I think you did that with books too, didn't you, Montag? And
I might
racked up
have.
hundreds of dollars in a bill
No,
your dad had to
probably
pay.
not.
Yeah,
No,
I'm almost
I don't-
positive that happened.
I don't think so.
I'm
I was
almost
pretty
positive
And then
responsible.
my parents bought like a record player for me when I was probably in grade 5. So they really filled my album collection, right? I really didn't buy any albums. So I remember I was helping load in the groceries or something like that. My dad's like, go upstairs and turn your fucking music off. So I was like, what the fuck? I went upstairs and I had like a massive, like one of those brown box record players, and he was playing music on it. It was like a surprise for me, but that's how my dad.
Nice.
That's surprising. And then I remember like pulling over all these albums. I had no idea, like a David Cassidy layout, right? I'm like, what the fuck? Right. I don't know
Oh,
if they
man.
just went to the
Hold on, I'm
secondhand
laying this on my
store and bought
floor for tonight. Don't touch it. I'm going to put some on my ceiling. David Cassidy, take me
So it was
away.
like all these bands that I've never even heard of. So it was like kind of cool because I was like, oh, these are kind of interesting, right? But they bought me like Cyndi Lauper and I loved Prince as well, and Michael Jackson and all these different types of albums, crazy albums that I still have now, which is really, really cool.
That's awesome. So you still listen to vinyl then? You have that collection.
I
That's kind of
do.
awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I miss vinyl.
Yeah, it's making a comeback, but it's like usually like very limited and it's expensive,
Mhm.
I don't know
just bought a
anybody.
Fleetwood Mac vinyl and it was like $21.
Oh, wow.
It's a Fleetwood Mac, and I was like, holy fucking 20.
Yeah, I have no idea what albums cost anymore. I haven't bought an album since
I'm trying to remember what they
the
cost
Puppet
back
Master.
when
No,
we
I-
were buying them.
Yeah, like $10, $12 maybe,
Was it that much?
something like that. Yeah, I bought the
Crazy.
Puppet Master like in 2005. That was like the last CD I bought until I bought that 3-disc set of Exorcist. But that was like $30, but I expected it to be like $30 since it's a limited edition. But
Yeah,
I have no idea what it costs to buy music anymore.
it's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, Annette, who are some of your favorite writers or favorite books?
Oh, I'm a huge Stephen King fan.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Huge Stephen King
That's
fan.
awesome.
Always have been. And I think my aunt was. So she kind of got me along this Stephen King train. But I love Stephen King.
Which of his books is your favorite? If you
Oh,
can have it. I
geez.
know you're hard on favorites.
I know I'm hard on favorites. I like the short story books,
Mhm.
right? Where you buy a book, there's like 10 short stories. I
Yeah,
like
what was it? There was the Four Seasons one, and what was the
lots.
one that had like the
April
hand that
Things,
was all
there's
wrapped up?
so many of
The
them.
one the early, like his
Finders
first
Keepers.
anthology with the hand that was
Four
all wrapped
Past
up.
Midnight, I think was
There was,
another.
well, the picture was like a hand wrapped in gauze, and then you open up the book and it was like unwrapped, and there was an eye in the center of it. What was that called? It was like
I
his
just
first horror
finished
anthology.
reading Pet
Yeah.
Cemetery. I've never read it.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah, and Firestarter I just finished reading too. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've got his
Stephen
entire
King.
collection here.
do you? I'm
Yeah,
jealous.
I've got everything.
Hardbacks? You're into
Yeah, all
hardbacks.
hardbacks. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I-
I'm still collecting. So I'll go on a little like, oh, I'll just go buy like 4 or 5. My brother-in-law loves Stephen King too. So he thought that we could build this collection together, and I was like, no.
That's mine. Shut up, you bastard.
Yeah, I used to belong to the sci-fi book club, so we got
Yeah, same
tons
here.
and tons of books through
And then
them.
Daryl Brown. I like Daryl Brown.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
Daryl Brown?
Daryl Brown.
Dan Brown, you mean? Like
Dan Brown.
the,
So
Oh,
he did
okay.
like
the fucking one about the thing?
Yeah, the one about the
Yeah,
Jesus and Mary Magdalene, right?
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, like his writing is really interesting and
the
Mhm.
did some interesting stuff.
what was it?
Crap, I
Michelangelo. Da Vinci
Vinci
Curve.
Code.
Da Vinci
Da
Code.
Vinci.
Yeah.
But he's besides those ones, he's wrote some, I think, better books besides those ones. Maybe just 'cause-
Okay. Yeah, we were both in the sci-fi book club. So I got like hardback of Dune. I got the Gene Wolfe, that
Yeah.
trilogy of the torturer, you know.
Mhm.
I just bought Dune for my husband for Christmas last year,
Oh,
and he
nice.
finished reading it again. So he hasn't read it. So he's right into sci-fi and fantasy.
He's
and-
never read Dune?
No, he did when he was younger. He
Okay, but now he's
and when
rereading
the
it.
movie was coming out, I thought, oh, that's
Okay.
well, you can go and experience the books again. And
Yeah.
he just finished. There's like 6 or something like that. He just
Right.
finished.
Yeah, I keep on
And then
reading
he
like
watched the movie, and he was like, "This is literally like the first 30 pages of the book, or the movie is like 30 pages of the first book." It's like
the
that's
new one, the new Villeneuve. Jacques
Yeah, I
Villeneuve.
love that. I love that movie.
It's a
I've
gorgeous
watched it
looking
like 3 or
film.
4 times. Yeah.
yeah, it's
I just
interesting,
love it.
right? I've
Mhm.
never read the books before, but it was
It's got a really cool
Oh,
vibe.
you got to
to
read
it.
the book. You got to read the books. I actually like the Sci-Fi Channel version too. I think that's a really faithful adaptation. It tells the story. It takes its time. It's like 4.5 hours. You know, with a book like Dune, you got to just there's so much story.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
I know
can't do it disservice and rush through it. You know.
that's right.
So okay, who's your favorite cartoon character?
Oh. I don't really watch cartoons. I'll be honest.
Oh God, we're so
Oh,
disappointed
boy.
in you.
I,
Oh,
Finally,
boy.
jeez. Okay.
I actually hate cartoons. They actually
Really?
I feel very stupid when I watch them.
Well, some are definitely meant to be stupid. I mean, they're
I feel like I'm getting stupider as I watch them. Like my husband watches Rick and Morty, and I'm like,
okay.
I feel quite stupid even listening to what they're saying.
You might
Some
like
very
some.
highbrow stuff in Rick and
You're not.
Morty.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. And if you're not too much into superheroes, the DC has a lot of great animated stuff. But you might like anime. You know, like an anime like Akira, which is really great science fiction.
Like Team America.
No, not like Team America. Almost.
That's about as animated as I get.
Okay. Well, yeah. Try Akira from. Give
Okay.
it a shot. And I think you'll be
Okay.
impressed. The animation is gorgeous, and the story is really heady and sci-fi and flippy and like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? But it's great movie.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going back to music a little bit here. What one song would you wish you'd written and recorded instead of the group who did?
Oh. Blind Melon Change.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, that was sad. The singer was a good singer. He left way too soon.
Yeah,
know?
I agree.
Yeah, but that's a fun album.
Yeah,
You
it's a
know?
great album.
I like Rain. There's no rain. That's a yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great.
I think
great song.
everybody does, but there's so many other great songs from that album that I
Mhm.
never get played, and that would be one of them that never gets played.
Yeah, I'll have to be honest. That's the only one I've ever heard because I just never sought them out.
Really?
I
Mhm.
Go
know.
listen to Change.
Now I
It's
will. I'm going to add it to my
such a
list.
good song. It's more lyrical. I just think it's yeah, it's really got a kind of a deep lyrical
Mhm.
thing. It's fun. It's fun to sing.
I just liked their vibe. You know, they had this kind of
Yeah.
nice, like easygoing hippie vibe, but it wasn't like fake hippie. It wasn't like we're putting on an act for anybody. We're just like
Yeah.
super chill guys. We're all like high and just playing good music and having fun.
We're all on heroin.
know?
It's fine. This is really
Yeah,
not
I mean
fun.
that was unfortunate, but like, you know, like bands like the Black Crows, like, yeah, we're just gonna smoke pot and have good music. Like, what's wrong with
Yeah.
that? You know, absolutely nothing, you know, with that. Okay. Um, this is kind of maybe similar to what I asked before, but which non-music celebrity would you most like to have a drink with?
Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, got to bring out the guns, the gun show.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Do you want him to like lift you up and carry you around like a hammer?
Or use his hammer, whatever.
He
Either way.
uses hammer. Yes.
Are you worthy?
Call me
We're not gonna
Mjolnir. Yeah. Are
decide
you?
the first part of the night,
Yeah.
right?
Are you worthy? That's funny. Mjolnir. That's funny. Um, do you have any hobbies outside of the podcast and music? And if so, what are they?
Oh, hobbies. Not really.
Other than your like OnlyFans page. I mean,
I sell my dirty underwear and it
nice. Dreadbull bought a pair last week.
was $50 in my pocket. It was
That's
awesome.
right. Yeah.
That dog ate him.
That's right.
No, I don't. I like to bake, right? But I don't do it often. I feel like the podcast and my company keep me quite busy. I love to be on the water. So I love to be on our boat and just being on the lake, that kind of stuff. I love that. I love to entertain. I love having people over at my house and giving them an experience, whether it's like cooking something, or my husband used to be a chef prior. So, you know, whether he's like smoking something and then we can, you know, add their, I just like to, I like people to have an experience when they're in my home. So I always want to like cater to like, what do they love? You know, we have some kids coming over today. So I know they have phones and I have their number. So I'm like, hey, what is some treats that you absolutely love? So I know that people, when they come here, they love coming here because they're going to get like a surprise, a treat, something that they
Yeah.
know.
That's awesome.
You're taking good care of your
I don't
company.
know if that's a hobby, but I
No,
like,
entertaining. I mean, this is something you love to do.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I've
So I
seen
love
some of the
doing that.
videos on your Instagram page. There's lots of drinking involved. I know lots of drinking and laughing. I've seen that, you know, all kinds of beer and boobs. And I'm like, well, this look like they're having a great time, you know?
Yeah. And I want people to have a great time. And I have a great time when they're having a great time. So
So sometime next year, we're invited. Is that what you're saying? We
yes.
should come on over
Yeah, you should.
for the weekend.
awesome.
Okay.
That'd be
That's,
so fun.
we would have a good time. Yeah.
We would.
I'll bring some candies and some other products. And
That's
contraband.
okay. I'll
Yeah.
bring some
I'll probably
candies
get
and-
arrested crossing the border with all my pot.
Yeah. I'm thinking about just moving to Canada anyway and getting out of this stupid ass country. So,
Yeah.
you know, I like it. I think it would be more fitting for me up there.
Yes.
Well, you know,
This
We're
place
gonna-
is a mess.
yeah, we got to fix some things. Got a lot to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and this is one of our games. We got a couple of games
Okay.
we want to play. This game is called
Excited.
Blast Beats.
Oh.
All right, Blast Beats. I'm going to ask you a question. Usually it's a multiple choice question, and answer just as quickly as possible. All right. Okay, ready.
Yep.
Hot dog or hamburger?
Hot dog.
Favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple.
Paperback or Kindle?
Paperback.
PC or Apple?
PC.
Favorite streaming service?
Oh, Spotify.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, chocolate and like cookies and cream.
Okay, dog or cat?
Dog.
Avengers or Justice League?
Adventures.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Oh, Star Wars. Neither, but Star Wars.
Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, Bigfoot.
Or a Sasquatch in your neck of the
Yeah.
woods?
Sure.
Dracula or Frankenstein?
Oh, Dracula.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Favorite sport?
Lacrosse.
Favorite
Right.
movie snack? Oh, lacrosse. That's not, see, we've never had lacrosse before. So
Yeah, that's
that's
a new
good.
one.
Yeah.
New answer.
I thought, Canadian lacrosse or hockey, because I have my Canadian friends who either played one of the two things, lacrosse or
Yeah.
hockey. Favorite movie snack?
Popcorn with lots of butter.
Favorite subject in school? Not
Math.
boys. Oh, math. Okay.
Math.
Least favorite subject in school?
Social studies.
Favorite board game?
Oh. Have you ever heard hearing things?
No. I thought you were going to say Twister, but no. No, hearing things. I've not heard of it.
It's not like a board game, but like you put headphones on and somebody's got to lip what you're saying. It is, for me, it is the most fucking hilarious game out there on the planet because
Oh, so you're trying to read lips?
yeah, for some
Oh,
reason
that could be fun.
that person puts the headphones on and that person's gonna read your lips. It is immediate, maybe it's just our family, but it is immediate dirty. It's like, whoa, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that to my dad.
Why is everyone saying fuck and penis and cock?
So I die, and we play it every time during Christmas. And honestly, I think everybody just entertains me because I literally laugh for like an hour and a half, and everybody does not want to play it anymore. But I'm like, you guys were gonna play hearing things. I'm like, oh,
My
I
abs are
gotta
getting
get
a
that.
great
That sounds
workout.
fun.
It's a
it
filthy
is
Christmas morning.
so funny.
As
It
the way
is one of
Christmas
my
should be
favorite
celebrated.
things.
Filthy Christmas games. I like that.
Mhm.
That sure liven things up. There you go, Savior. Take that.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
Spielberg or Tarantino?
Oh, Tarantino.
Your favorite Christmas gift?
Oh, jewelry.
All right. You probably already answered this
Not
one, maybe,
diamond,
but
silver. I
all right.
love silver.
Silver. Okay, so no lupine, no werewolf for you.
Mhm.
Your celebrity crush?
Chris Hemsworth.
And your favorite line from This Is Spinal Tap?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you never seen This Is Spinal Tap?
I have, but I don't remember a
Oh,
line.
okay. That's all right. That's all right. No problem. Hey, you did pretty well with that. Now we're going to go right headlong into our next game.
She only got like 3 wrong.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
exactly. Right. That's not
Pretty
bad.
good.
Not bad. Okay, I'm going to name a band, and I want you to tell me your favorite album by that band.
Okay.
Since you have such a wide musical appreciation, this may not be such a bad thing. But we call this hot seat because it causes people to squirm, to get uncomfortable. Like, oh, I don't know. Or if they don't like the band or don't know the band, especially if they're musicians, they get like, that's
They get real guilty if they don't know the band or don't
Yeah.
listen to a certain
Oh,
band.
I already feel like I'm squirming because half the time I don't know the album.
okay. All right. Well, here we go. This will have fun. A good game. Okay, we'll start with Black Sabbath.
Oh. Sabbath, but Bloody Sabbath.
Okay, Judas Priest.
Wow. Like a fist.
Ram it down?
It
Is
has,
that how-
There's
that-
also one
thing
on.
comes
There's also
on
one
it.
on. Yeah, Ram It Down and
it has another thing coming. It has Living After Midnight on it.
oh,
British Steel?
British Steel.
That's
Grabbing the grabbing
razor?
with the
Yeah.
razor blade. Yeah. Okay, Scorpions.
oh. I don't know.
Okay, Overkill.
No idea.
Queensryche.
Never really listened to them too much.
Okay, we're done. It's
Oh,
time. Thank
boy.
you for
Oh,
being
boy.
on the show, Annette. It's been a pleasure until now. Never listened to Queensryche. Okay,
Not really, no.
Oh, that
you
surprised
should.
me.
You should. We're getting ready to do a big show coming up in a couple of weeks. We've done this thing called Slugfest where we have 2
Yeah.
albums and we like go track by track and kind of evaluate them like a boxing match. And we're doing 2 of the greatest albums, concept albums ever made. One's by Queensryche and one's by the next band. I'm going to say Dream Theater. Do you listen to Dream Theater?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Oh, no, I'm out.
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it was fun.
This has really gotten out of control.
Yeah.
Good times. Thanks for coming out.
Yep. It's been good. I think we scrapped this show, Dread. Okay, Iced Earth.
Never heard of them.
What? And you call yourself a music and metal lover? Oh, okay. This one should be easy. Okay, Motley
Okay.
Crue.
Oh, the best album?
Your favorite album?
My Too Fast for
That's a good album.
Ah, early crew. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Motorhead.
Oh,
Don't you fucking say you don't know who Motorhead is.
I don't know the album though. I don't know an
Gotta.
album.
Oh, okay.
I know Motorhead, but I don't know an album.
Do you know a song by them?
Not off the top of my head right now, no.
We're going way down
I
on
don't
our
know.
list.
We might have to cut this.
Yeah.
segment.
Edit this whole
I think,
section.
yeah, this is just, our numbers are just dropping. People are no
Yeah.
longer
Thank God
subscribing.
we're not streaming right
Yeah.
now.
We're
Really
both
bad.
losing subscribers.
Yeah,
they're
that's it.
unfollowing. I've lost 30 already.
Carcass. Probably don't know Carcass.
I don't like some of these metal bands I never was exposed to at all.
Okay, well, I'm going to expose you to one that I hope you know because you've been exposing to
Okay.
all kinds of music. Oh, Dio.
Yes.
Okay.
I see them live.
Okay, so which album?
I don't know the album. Know an album.
The hot seat is just ruined today. Van Halen.
Van Halen's album, with or without
Anyone, whichever your favorite is.
Yankee Rose. I can't remember what that.
That's
album.
David Lee Roth's
That was
solo
David Lee
album.
Roth's solo album.
Okay, that's fine. Eat him and smile. Okay. I'm gonna guess you probably
Nice.
don't know most of these. Metal Church.
Like Sammy Hagar. I don't want any of those.
We should have met Metal Church because they've only got one album that everybody picks. It's the same album every
Yeah,
time.
Metal Church or The Dark. There's so many good albums.
Yeah.
Okay, you probably don't know them. Okay, The Beatles. For Christ's sake, you gotta know the Beatles.
I know the Beatles, but I don't know any of their albums.
Oh God.
I never
Okay.
looked. I never like
Nope.
grabbed a singer and went, "Oh, what's your album name?" I didn't give a fuck what the album was
You
called.
just like this.
I
Okay,
hear their
now
music.
as a Canadian, this is your right and obligation to know this next band.
That's what everybody
Yeah,
thinks.
as a citizen
Rush.
of
As a
Canada.
citizen Canada.
I fucking hate Rush.
Hey, Raj!
Wow.
I hate Rush.
Oh,
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
plug your
okay.
ears, Richie.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh, I'm
Can't
sorry.
handle them. I would.
Why not? What is
Yeah.
wrong
Rush,
with you?
You've lost
What-
citizenship.
What
Like,
is
I don't
wrong
know
with
if they're-
you?
I do not like their music. Never liked any of their songs.
How do you
Any-
know? You don't even know
It
the albums.
Destroyed the movie Yes Man.
Wow.
Oh, this is
Which songs
really
have you
blown up
listened
in our
to?
face.
Like all of them.
All
I
of them.
know that I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
They
Oh
got like-
yeah, all of them. But I don't know any of the songs or the albums. But I know them.
As soon as
And
they
they
come
all
on,
suck.
like that's Rush. Turn it off. Can't listen.
Wow.
No, I
Okay.
don't like their sound. I've never liked their sound.
That's
And
it.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah, they're a little different than "Don't Need Nothing But a Good Time." Sorry,
Yeah.
a little deeper than "Girls, Girls, Girls Gonna Get
very
Laid."
different.
Yeah,
very
they don't write
No.
about things like that. That may be why.
Yeah, I think it's just the synthesizer kind of. I just
But
don't.
the-
like-
I
Only
don't think a
not-
lot of women like Rush, to be honest.
No,
I mean, I'm sure they're, they've got
Yeah.
a female, but I would say the vast majority of Rush fans are dudes. I
Are
just don't
dudes.
think
That's
they,
I would think too.
they
yeah.
appeal to women.
It could
No,
be
they
just like
would
Alex
probably
Lifeson
be.
joked like about the next album tour. Like, why do you guys still do this? And he goes, for the chicks.
Right?
So right.
Right.
Well, you probably don't even know Opeth. I'm gonna guess.
no.
How about King Diamond? You gotta save something from this, Annette.
I've heard of them, but I could never name an album.
All right. If you don't get this one right, I'm just pulling the plug.
She
Okay.
How come you didn't have these guys on your fucking playlist? If you wanted me to know all these bands, then I would have known them.
The next one you should know because we all had it on our playlist. Iron
I'm
Maiden.
scared.
What's your
Oh.
favorite album from Iron Maiden?
I don't know.
You are looking really bad here,
An
Annette.
album
You're-
that has Eddie
Music
on it.
Junkies, my ass.
An album with Eddie on it.
no. boy.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I think we're just gonna.
I don't know how we recover from
Yeah.
this.
I mean, Testament.
debacle.
No. Anthrax. No. Megadeth.
I
Slayer.
like
Kiss.
Anthrax. I like Megadeth. But like again,
But you don't know their albums.
What's that?
Give me one Megadeth song that you like.
Oh Jesus.
Are you
Then-
sure you like music? I mean, are you really fucking sure you listen to music? I mean,
I
are
do
you
like
sure?
music.
I just
sorry.
don't want to know anything about it. Just put it on
I'm
for
just
a
trying
good
to think
time.
of like older Megadeth songs, not like the traditional answer, like Symphony of Destruction or something, right? I'm
Hangar
trying
18 or
older
Holy Wars,
Megadeth, older
Peace
Iron-
Sells, In My
you know,
Darkest Hour, anything like
Anthrax.
that.
Wake up dead.
Wake Up Dead.
Yeah, Peace Sells was a great album.
Okay, how about Slayer? Can you give me a fucking Slayer song?
Slayer, I'll be honest. I cannot give you a Slayer album because I wasn't really into Slayer.
Mm.
Like I seen them in concert, all of that kind of stuff, but I didn't jump on the Slayer train. I was more like Pantera train opposed to the Slayer train.
I see. Well, the two
Pantera
very-
album. How's what
Walk.
about your favorite there?
Cowboys from Hell.
Okay, Walk
Okay.
wasn't an album, but Cowboys from Hell was.
Or what was it? It's like a fist too. Another fist.
Another Fist album.
A fist
Like all the
album.
Fist
We've
albums.
exposed this fraud.
That's
Or a
right.
Music
fetish.
junkies fraud. Okay,
That's
last
right.
album, last group on
Fuck.
this. Kiss.
I don't like this game. Kiss. Oh my god.
Come on.
Alienated our guest, Montag.
Well, who would have thought? Someone who says
Dang.
I have a music
I don't know
podcast
the
doesn't know a fucking
album,
song.
dude. God damn it. Ride my ass today.
Well, that's
Wow.
what you hide. That's why you're here.
Kiss.
Now you know what I put up with all these years.
Is it
Annette.
like
Now
Shout
you know.
Out? Is that an album?
What's it called?
I don't know. Kiss.
Shout It Out?
Shout It Out.
There's a song called Shout It Out Loud that's on the
And I know that's what I just
Destroyer.
said. Okay,
Okay.
there you go. Destroyer.
All right.
Great album.
Okay.
I don't know albums.
Okay.
I go with
Well,
songs.
now we understand. Well, you don't even know the songs or the
I don't
bands.
even know songs. I really don't know anything really when it comes down to it.
Well, you like what you like, and
Huge.
these are bands that some I know are well known and some are not, but that's okay. But you've brought us to a new low, and that's we
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You know what?
We do appreciate
We
that.
might
We've
have
never
to cut that out.
had anyone not know as much of any of this as you, but that's okay. This is why it's a special.
Half of those bands I've never heard of. Would they even have toured to Canada ever?
That I don't
Well,
know. I'm not
Rush.
sure about that. Rush certainly.
Okay, obviously Rush is like, yes, and Kiss and Slayer and Iron Maiden, but Dreamfield or whoever you said.
Dreamfield. We're going farming down at the Dreamfield. Dreamfield. Wow.
I don't like DOA, obviously Megadeth, yes, but some of those bands you named, I've never heard of them ever.
Okay, I'm gonna make a playlist and put it on, share it on Google Drive, and you're gonna
Yeah,
finally
and
get some
send it
good
over,
music.
and then I'll be more knowledgeable of them. but
Yes. Okay.
never heard of them.
All right.
Like, did they open up for those bands?
Well, Kiss.
Well, I've heard
Well,
of
now,
Kiss.
Rush opened for Kiss at one time. But a lot of bands, these are all pretty apex predator bands. So okay, now
Yeah,
this
like-
game, I think you're gonna like.
If it was like the last game, I'm not.
No, I don't like that
Cool.
last game anymore because of what happened. So
Montag doesn't know when to pull the plug.
yeah,
He just
got
keeps
it.
on.
That's right. We're gonna play the
Keeps
goddamn
on going.
game. That's right.
We're gonna get through every.
We're gonna
single,
get through every
every
fucking
single
question.
band,
That's right.
no matter how bad.
Better
this
do
goes.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. This game is called Name That Festival.
Oh,
All right. Now
You're-
I'm gonna now listen. This is gonna be fun. Unlike
Sounds
the
like a
last
son.
game.
fucking
You
nightmare
sound
for
just like
me.
his wife now. This is great.
Oh jeez.
This is the same
Mark, are
old-
you gonna keep
Here-
on talking?
Here we go.
Here we go. You don't know how many times I've heard that my whole life, whether my parents. Here we go. Okay, name that festival. Okay, now 3 bands or artists are playing a festival. Okay, a hypothetical festival. I'm
Yeah.
going to spin the wheel of mystery to
Okay.
find these 3 bands, and then I want you to name the festival that they're all playing at. Okay, does
Okay.
that make sense? Do you understand? Understand the
think so.
rules. All right,
got
so
it.
I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Do you see the wheel of mystery?
I do, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to spin. This could be any artist from metal, pop, all kinds, maybe even some that you've even heard of.
Hopefully it's
Oh,
Poison.
it's
Oh,
Carcass. Oh, another band
my
you know nothing
favorite,
about.
my
Carcass.
off.
favorite band,
Carcass
We're
is
not
a
off to
great
a good
death metal
start.
band. Yeah,
Oh,
Carcass. That's legit.
my
Okay,
favorite.
all right,
So
so
just
Carcass,
think melodic death metal. so.
metal,
Yeah,
melodic death
death
metal. Okay,
metal.
Carcass. Come
This
on,
is
Billy
really
Joel.
cool.
Oh, Billy Joel's coming up. Oh,
Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, this shit.
Yeah, I hate Bruce
Carcass.
Springsteen's too. Yeah,
Bruce Springsteen.
can't stand his music.
This
All
is
right,
an
so
interesting.
Carcass, Bruce Springsteen, and who's the third act? Maybe Johnny Cash? I don't know. We're gonna find out. The Go-Go's. Oh, it looks like your Rhythmics. All
Okay,
right,
interesting,
Eurythmics.
concert.
Nice. Okay, your Rhythmics. All right. Did I stop
Festival
sharing here?
name. Hmm.
I would have said Killed in the USA if you'd have just stopped after Bruce. but
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
yeah.
Eurythmics
Carcass,
really
Bruce Springsteen, and
Sweet
Eurythmics.
make
Dreams.
it tough.
Sweet Field of Dreams, Dreamfield, Sweet
Dreamfield.
Dreamfield.
My favorite band,
Good.
Dreamfield.
Dreamfield,
Dreamfield.
Sweet
Could be.
Dreamfield. Okay, who's the name of the festival?
Hide your carcasses, right?
What?
Hide your
Hide your
carcasses?
carcasses. Nice. All right, we'll take that. Hide your carcasses. All right, excellent. Okay.
I think then it's confusing because then you go put those three together.
Yeah, that's what
That's
makes
the
the game.
that's the challenge.
That's the challenge of the game. The Wheel of Mystery. You never know. We could have Johnny Cash up there, the Go-Go's, Slayer. Who knows? It's all together. Okay.
Whew.
Now Justin Bieber's from Canada. Have you ever seen Justin Bieber?
I have not. No,
Okay, well that saves you. That redeems you a little bit. Okay, you're stepping
Yeah.
up.
We'll keep
Stepping
that
up.
part in.
I haven't really.
Exactly.
listened to- I couldn't name an album either. Or
No, neither could
Good.
I.
but I've
Okay.
heard. I've heard it, but
Yeah,
it's
oh baby,
like,
baby. It's
oh,
like I know
yes.
that song. That's about it. So, okay, we're only down to a few questions left in that.
okay.
This is about fandom. All right, no more games. We're done with our games. But
Okay.
since we're all fans of someone, we'd like to know what is your favorite piece of memorabilia? I mean, do you have like an autograph picture, a T-shirt, something, a pick, a wristband, and you knocked your
I have
friend
my
over to get?
family's drumstick, so I think that was really cool. I remember I was 16 years old and I threw my bra on stage and he grabbed my bra and he played with his drumstick and I got that drumstick back.
You said Tommy Lee did that?
Mhm.
Wow.
Fair exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So-
pretty cool.
so were you
Lots
like-
of pics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I loved the white sleeved band shirts back in the day. Those were my favorite.
Okay. So
Lots of those.
Nice.
how many of rock stars did you sleep with?
None. I don't think I slept with it. Well, like up and coming.
No,
Well,
just the unknown.
Well, eventually they would have been.
I don't think they made it anywhere. They had big dreams and big goals, but that didn't-
Nobody.
Mm,
Hmm.
too bad.
Yeah.
too bad.
Would you know any of their albums or songs?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's like played in a band.
Well, there you go. Okay. The last question we want to ask you is, what are your plans for the rest of 2022 into 2023? I mean, your podcast is doing really well. You're entertaining friends. So like, what do you see as like a big plan for anything going on for the next year?
For 2023?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd obviously love to continue doing Music Junkies because it's so much fun. I'm never going to predict what types of guests because I think everybody has a story. So, hey, I love all walks of life on this show. I never want my show to just be pinpointed to an artist or, somebody just in music, right? I think everybody can be on the show as long as they have a story. So I could see our podcast getting bigger and more known, which I think is really, really cool. Other than
Beyond music, even. I mean, if people have a story, are you considering opening it to like other types of art, like, writers or actors or things like that?
well, I had Brianna Davis on a couple weeks ago, right? She's a Hollywood actress. She was on True Blood and Jarhead. And
Oh, nice. Okay.
that. So
Awesome.
again, it all comes down to that whole thing. Like I said earlier, I don't think it matters what your background is. If you're an artist, or music inspires so many people.
Sure.
Right? There's always a song that's going to bring up some kind of memory. There's always a song that brings up an ex or a situation that you've had in your life. So who am I to judge that you have to be a musician to be on my show, or you have to be famous to be on my show? I think we all have a story to share, and I love all walks of life that reach out and just say, hey, I got a playlist. I might have a story, or maybe you just want to be on a podcast. I don't give a
Yeah. Well, how did you land
have some
her?
fun.
How did that work? Did you like reach out to her? Did she contact you?
So I was in I'm in a female podcast. She reached out and she just said, "Hey, I listened to your podcast. It's really awesome." And I said, "You know what? This is just I'd love to have you on the show." And it resonated really well with her because in the book that she just wrote, she has a playlist.
Oh, nice.
So she's like,
Okay.
this would be such a good way, right?
Yeah, a good
Oh, how
crossover.
cool is that?
Yeah, was that kind of
Really cool because I
crazy?
watched True Blood, and so I was like a little nervous. I'm like, am I going to be like weird? And I wasn't. And she was like phenomenal. We had such a great time. Right.
Doesn't
So,
that make it all worth it? Like the fact that we have this technology, we're in different parts of the country or world, different countries, yet we can still talk and interact. And then you're getting people who notice your podcast who are living in completely different circles.
I know.
And they want to be on your show. That's like mind
Yeah.
blowing.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I get introduced to all different types of people and then all different types of music too, stuff that I have not heard before. And that's the part of it I love too. You know, I have an ongoing playlist and it's like I just keep adding and adding and adding. And but it's cool because now that song, if a song comes up, I'm like, oh, that was so and so from so and so's playlist. So it's interesting, the connection. And I can always tell how good the podcast is going to be with their playlist as well.
Nice. So
Nice.
we'll send you a compilation of some
Yes.
carcass and some
Like
things
all
like
of that stuff that I didn't get right.
Some of my
right.
favorite
Okay.
Dreamfield
Cool.
songs.
Yeah, we're gonna send you lots of
I
Dreamfield.
need like at least 5 or 10 Dreamfield songs.
Yeah, well, we can do that. Mark Dreadbull is the compilation master.
Oh my
So
lord.
yeah, that's excellent. That might be my best thing. That's definitely gonna be in the commercial.
love
Dreamfield.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's
Yeah,
that's
just
hashtag
roast the shit out of me.
Dreamfield.
Fine.
Well, there's one last thing we would like to ask before we head out of here is we always ask our guests to do a bumper for us. Like you could say, this is Annette Smith of Music Junkies, and you're watching and listening to heavy metal horror. Could you do something like that for us?
I could.
You could
for
be
sure.
you could be as slutty as you want. You know,
This is Annette Smith, and you're watching heavy metal horror.
perfect.
Perfect.
Yes, that's excellent.
Like follow and subscribe to Music Junkies too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. You want to go to Music Junkies,
Absolutely.
subscribe. Annette's on Instagram, and Music Junkies is also on Facebook. So you definitely want to go out and subscribe. It's a great podcast. And Annette, we want to thank you for spending some time with us today. We've had a really
Thank
good
you.
time.
Thank you for slumming
Yeah.
it with us.
Yeah,
I mean, you run
yeah. I mean, you're
running
like
with Hollywood
fancy now. You're like all
celebrities, so-
snobby, like
Yeah.
you know, you're like up here.
Yeah, I
we're
bought
just-
this. I showed my titties for you guys.
I
today.
know it's fantastic. Yeah, next time I'll do
this
the
is
same.
this might get us a few subscribers. I feel like
Right.
that's
I'm
this is
hoping
the
you guys, I'm hoping like if we don't get any likes from this, is like
Yeah. I think this is
know.
what our show's been missing.
That's right.
Like
we just
Any
haven't had
kind of sex appeal.
exactly.
Right.
You've seen us. You know what we look like. Of course,
Yeah.
they're not going to be sex appeal.
This is
I feel like this could be like your album cover. Oh,
right. Our new
Hashtag-
logo.
Hashtag nice rack.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm going to have to put that in there for definitely for marketing purposes. So, but thank you again. We've had a great time with you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And
Thank
so
you.
so what kind of food are we going to have? Like what are you
We're having
famous?
ham tonight. We're having
Oh,
ham.
nice. Spiral
usually
glazed.
we-
What or you cook it? You,
Usually we have like turkey, but I'm like, let's just have some hams. So we're having a couple hams.
how
I
do you
love,
cook it? Do you like a wet ham or do you like more of a dry ham?
I like wet ham.
Wet ham. Okay.
But I like the end pieces really burnt. Like, do you ever
Yeah.
cut ham
Mhm.
and then cut it and put it in the oven and bake it, and it's hard and you're just eating fat? It's probably not good for you, but it fucking tastes delicious.
It is just like bacon, you know,
Yeah.
not like Canadian bacon, like American bacon. Yes, it's all this, Canadian bacon is ham, is our ham, essentially. That's how we look at it.
Yeah.
Differences between it. Yeah. But no, I understand. I'm more of a dry ham kind of guy, but I don't eat meat anymore. So, I'm an involuntary vegetarian. So, right. I just can't, if I eat meat, my kidneys start giving me stones. So I'm like, no, fuck that. I can't
That's
eat
not
meat.
good.
No. I like to sell it. I got
Old
one,
man.
only one bad kidney. Like, hey, tuck it the fuck out. Get this fucking kidney out, because then I'll be happy to eat meat. But no, the doctor won't do that. All right, we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna do our
Okay.
commercial. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. Hey, You can find Heavy Metal Horror on unsaneradio.com. Listen to full episodes or download to your device. You can find us on Facebook, Heavy Metal Horror Podcast. On Instagram, look for Montag Lewis. That's me, one word. And our YouTube page, if you're watching, that's where you're at. Heavy Metal Horror Podcast. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to hit Annette's like and subscribe buttons on her podcast as well. Hey, we're also on Roku, Hotel Metal Jam. If you know someone who'd like our show, tell them about us. This has been Montag, Master of Illusion,
Dreadbull and Reggie.
and Reggie, and Annette. And you've been watching and listening to, all right, Annette, bring up the horns. Heavy metal horror.
This is Doug Helvering, and you have been listening to Heavy Metal Horror, the best podcast that you've never heard before.